The Big Three privilege in the K-pop industry has sparked some of the most heated debates among fans. For those unfamiliar, this privilege means that new groups from the Big Three companies YG, SM, and JYP are almost guaranteed success right from their debut. Recently, Hybe has joined these ranks, gaining immense influence in the industry, and debuting under Hybe is now considered a privilege akin to being with the original Big Three. However, the way Hybe's groups have achieved success differs somewhat from the established methods of the original Big Three. Traditionally, YG, SM, and JYP have leveraged the fanbases of their existing groups to support and promote their new acts, fostering a strong family image. Hybe, on the other hand, rarely promotes interactions between its idols across different groups, making it difficult to create a similar family dynamic. Despite this, Hybe has managed to produce incredibly successful groups, often through innovative strategies and a strong focus on individual group branding and promotion. So, fans of already established Hybe groups are generally uninterested in checking out the new groups, though there are some exceptions. It's challenging to see many Hybe fans supporting other groups under the same company just because they're label mates with their favorite idols. For instance, BTS fans often focus solely on BTS, and fans of groups under Pledis and Source Music don't always consider their idols part of Hybe. Additionally, newer groups have debuted too closely together for fans to develop an interest in others. Adding to this complexity, Hybe encompasses several well-established companies, each with its own distinct management style. This diversity can create a sense of detachment among fans towards groups from different companies within the Hybe umbrella. The varied approaches to handling and promoting artists among Hybe's subsidiaries further contribute to this feeling of separation. For example, Adore has a distinct style that's not similar to any of the other groups, so it makes sense that NewJeans fans aren't interested in other groups under Hybe. Additionally, Hybe continuously introduces a plethora of new groups, and they plan to debut even more in the future. Because they keep introducing so many new artists, only the ones that people really like will get famous, while the others might not get much attention. Groups from the rest of the Big Four companies, YG, SM, JYP, and Hybe, have a better chance of succeeding because they tend to wait a few years before introducing new artists. By the time a new group debuts, the public and fans have gotten used to the previous one, building anticipation for the new debut. However, with Hybe, artists need to debut in the right company at the right time to find success in the industry. With all that being said, it would be delusional to say that artists under Hybe don't have privilege. A group that often gets brought up when discussing this privilege is NewJeans. Now, don't get us wrong, we're not implying that the girls aren't talented. Their music is so good that we're convinced they would be popular even if they debuted under a different company. But just how popular would they be? Sure, Min Heejin is known for her work with SM Entertainment artists, but her name alone isn't powerful enough to catapult the group to their current level of fame. The privilege they've received due to Hybe's connections was evident from their debut. If you recall, NewJeans debuted with their hit song Attention, which dropped on July 22 ND 2 years ago. The song was released without any prior information, no teasers, no member introductions. This unconventional strategy obviously worked for them, but imagine if the group had been under a smaller label. This approach might have garnered some initial attention, but they would likely have been forgotten quickly if the company even decided to take such a risk in the first place. A small company without much money or influence couldn't afford to take such a big risk, spending money on shooting a music video and debuting a group without any teasers or introducing the members. But since NewJeans are under Hybe, there was no real gamble in doing this. The music video was uploaded on the Hybe YouTube channel, which had a massive following of over 60 million subscribers at the time due to BTS's popularity. The channel has been BTS's go-to for uploading music videos for years, so there was no chance that people wouldn't notice it. Their connections with Hybe have also brought them numerous chances to get noticed by the public. They're very talented, but you don't see a lot of K-pop groups performing at Lollapalooza, becoming brand ambassadors, or being part of the Little Mermaid movie soundtrack so early on in their career. The members have given their blood, sweat, and tears to get where they are. We don't doubt that for a second, but they were also incredibly lucky to debut under one of the biggest companies in the industry. However, these opportunities didn't come without any criticism from the public. Seeing the members become brand ambassadors was especially controversial. People didn't think they had been celebrities for long enough to have influence in the fashion industry or to have such luxurious brands name them as ambassadors, so the whole thing was a bit shocking to everyone. It's true that it has become a bit of a norm for K-pop groups to be affiliated with fashion brands as ambassadorships help them gain more exposure, but the news isn't always received well by the public. Groups like NMIXX and aespa also faced a lot of backlash for becoming brand ambassadors when they had no experience in modeling or fashion. Additionally, Hybe has been accused on multiple occasions of inflating the sales numbers of their artists. A record company employee revealed that companies usually purchase a number of albums, mark them as sold by scanning the barcodes, and then resell them from the record company to the fans. This means that the albums already have chart rankings when the fans buy them. Hybe has been accused of doing this with groups like NewJeans and most recently TWS. Although there's no proof, netizens remain suspicious. People have been accusing Hybe of using their privilege to push their other groups into the spotlight, leading to mixed feelings. Last June, BeBoss Lab and JTBC launched a survival show called Are You Next? It featured 22 participants who went through 7 rounds focusing on potential, expression, genre adaptability, professionalism, distinctness, creativity, and star quality. After 10 episodes, a 6-member girl group named KOOKIELIT was formed, scheduled to debut under BeBoss Lab in March of this year. The show itself didn't gain much traction, and updates about KOOKIELIT have been sparse since the group's formation, leading to low expectations for their success. However, Hybe appears to have other plans. On February 22 ND, the company announced that KOOKIELIT had been invited by the Swedish brand Acne Studios to attend Paris Fashion Week, making them the first K-pop group with all pre-debut members attending such a major fashion event. This news wasn't well received by netizens, who argued that the group seemed undeserving of such significant opportunities since they haven't even debuted yet. Some accused Hybe of using payola to secure these chances for the girls, pointing out that it felt undeserved without any music or substantial achievements to back it up. Twitter user commented, "What has happened to K-pop? They don't even have any music out yet, but we are supposed to believe they have made an impact outside their primary field?" Many argued that inviting pre-debut groups to such big events diminishes the importance of these achievements. In recent years, the novelty of being invited to fashion weeks or becoming brand ambassadors has worn off because it has become commonplace. However, since brands have taken an interest in idols, this trend is likely to continue. K-pop companies are aware they can use fashion shows to promote their upcoming artists, so they will continue to fill seats at every show, seeking press attention. Looking at the bigger picture, attending Paris Fashion Week isn't as exclusive as it once was. Fashion weeks have invited TikTok stars, influencers, and some shows are even open to the public and fashion students. Therefore, while it's a notable opportunity, it's not as prestigious as it used to be, and it's a strategy that more companies might adopt to give their new artists a head start. This tells us that the uproar over the news is an overreaction. It would be more concerning if they were invited to the Grammys or music-related events. But this is just an opportunity for KOOKIELIT to promote themselves and get accustomed to the public eye before their debut. It may seem odd that they're doing this so early, but it's not unexpected. Hybe has the connections to pull off something like this, so why wouldn't they take the chance to promote a group debuting next month? Since KOOKIELIT didn't generate much momentum and their debut isn't as hyped compared to their label mates, it's only logical that Hybe would do everything possible to push them. If they didn't, people would likely criticize them for not promoting KOOKIELIT enough despite having the resources. This isn't the first time companies have gone all out to promote groups before their debut. There have been numerous cases where social media accounts were made for idols who hadn't debuted yet, or artists sold hundreds of thousands of albums before anyone heard the music. Recently, Rise was named an ambassador for Musinsa months before their debut song was released. Whether you like it or not, this has become a standard way for companies to introduce their groups to the public. The privilege of the big 4 companies can't be denied, so it's futile to be outraged at them using their resources to ensure their group's success. Unfortunately, not every group receives this level of promotion, but it's beneficial for those that do.